Republicans.
Now we're talking about the election, okay?
It's going to hurt them in the long run.
And tell me why.
Because their politics is awful. They believe in stupid policies.
The Democrats?
Yeah.
You don't think the Republicans believe in stupid policies also?
Yeah, but
you think all the policies by the Republicans are smart?
They're better than
they're better. Okay, all right.
And better for me. So.
And better. Well, they're better for you. I'm not going to argue that. I'm sure they are.
But,
well, all right. Anything else, or are you good for now?
No, I'm just going to listen now.
I appreciate that. Go on mute, please.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Go on mute, please. Thank you. Okay, Norm, now you can unmute. You can tell us about Shakira and Cuba and anything you want to talk about.
No, you mean Asada Shakur.
Oh, fine, whatever. I've never heard of it.
She was involved in a police shooting, as I recall, and she, as the gentleman said, she fled to Cuba.
Go on.
She escaped from jail, right, Norm, and then fled to Cuba.
She escaped from jail?
Yeah, she escaped from a correctional facility, yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't they do something from the roof? I don't know if they landed a helicopter or something, but it was pretty daring.
I have no idea.
And a friend of mine, I won't say who, I went to Cuba a few years ago with my kid, and my friend wanted to, let's just say, return her to justice. But that did not jump off.
You mean your friend wanted you to kidnap this person from Cuba and bring them back to the United States?
Steve, I would never say such.
I'm asking what. Oh, that's what your friend wanted. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't.
Norm, I didn't know you knew how to kidnap people.
I don't. But again, I'm a quick learner. She sometimes would make appearances, like do talks in bookstores in Cuba.
Your friend? Your friend?
No, it's not a Shakur.
Okay.
She was kind of a hero. When we returned to the U.S., U.S. Marshals were there at the airport at Kennedy, and they put some people in handcuffs before we left the plane, and they removed them.
Coming back from Cuba. Okay, all right.
But that's not what I want to talk about. Although I did notice that she passed, and I noted that, and I'm glad that guy brought it up because it's an interesting.
I'm glad he brought it up too.
What I wanted to talk about was El Presidente's 21-point plan for peace in Gaza, and I have my theories and I have my responses. My response first, I like it, and I think everybody's gonna like it. And my theory.
Norm, I'll tell you who does not like it.
Tell me.
Mark Levin. I was listening to the Levin show last night, which I do from time to time. He was apoplectic.
Really? Which provision did he not like?
I don't think there was one he did like.
Come on. Number one is they return all the hostages, and then number two is they leave Hamas. Then they're going to have, I don't know who, take the guns away. That should be an interesting exercise. That's a little humorous, but it does need to be done. Anyway. It just seems to be a good way to end this, and to end Israel's growing, although fleeting, isolation. And to, in no place in that plan does it say Trump can't build Gaza Plaza, right? So I assume he can move forward with his great real estate plans if he wants to. And my theory, and again, I'm happy for you to talk with me, Scott, or anybody else. My theory is that this plan was cooked up by Jared Kushner, and Anthony Tony Blair, who's trying to rehabilitate himself after his disastrous Gulf War experience, leadership. And Ron Dermer, Bibi's right hand man, and then hand it to Trump for him to take the credit. So all in all, I think it's great. And the whole question is who will reject it first. I'm interested to hear what Mark Levin, who is actually called the Great One, Scott, by Sean Hannity. I'm interested to hear what you think about it. I can't see anything objectionable in the plan. I mean, I doubt the ability of the Arabs to keep the peace over there, but I certainly think it'll be interesting to watch them try. And I think Israel is not going to be caught twice sleeping and let things develop and get out of hand in Gaza before we step in. I have in my hand here a fresh off the press copy of While Israel Slept by Yaakov Katz and Amir Bochbat, which is the first book I know. They must have written that in a hurry to tell the inside story of what happened on October 7th. So all in all, I can feel this whole story drawing to a close. The longest war in Israel's history.
Reverend Scott, would you like to comment, or should I play a clip on the 21-point plan, and then you can comment during
Go ahead and play the clip. Go ahead and play the clip.
Here's a clip on the 21. And by the way, I have not previewed this clip, so if it's not to your liking, don't blame me.
Omar is a fellow at the Middle East Council on Global Affairs, and he joins us live now from New York. Omar, welcome. So firstly, this 21-point plan that Trump's presented to end the war, what do you make of it? Does it have the elements required to be acceptable to all parties?
Well, it's an interesting plan, and obviously it was presented in that meeting that you mentioned on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly, which seems to be a potential watershed moment. I know there's a lot of skepticism at this point, rightful, justified skepticism with anything advancing and procuring the desired ceasefire. But I've also heard some, guarded optimism from the parties that are negotiating this, that sat with Trump in that room, that this proposal that came from the United States, which had been, a process of negotiation over several weeks with a lot of these interlocutors, was the farthest that the Americans had gone so far in putting something on the table, and included things that hadn't been there before. And Trump seems to have come out of that meeting with a renewed sense that this war needs to be brought to a swift end, and he seems to be maybe even fed up with Netanyahu. Maybe that's all a ruse. It's hard to say at this point. There's been so many, but the clip that you just played is quite remarkable, I think, in terms of what Trump said. So maybe something comes out of this. We'll see.
And Omar, this element regarding Trump's team reportedly floating a transitional Gaza authority led by Tony Blair, does that idea have any traction in the region? Is it a credible idea?
I mean, Tony Blair's inclusion of that is quite bizarre, and I hadn't heard that. I mean, I had read that elsewhere, but I hadn't heard that from my briefings with stakeholders in this process. But what I had heard was that there would be some Arab international kind of governance organization alongside Palestinians. That would also include, at least to a limited degree, the Palestinian Authority, until the Palestinian Authority's capacity could be brought along into a much larger governance role within Gaza. And then there would also be an international, mostly Arab, security force there, alongside also Palestinian security forces to govern Gaza. But the kind of important part of that would be that Hamas would have no role in either the governance side or the security side. And that's, that's been a potential sticking point. We'll see where that goes. But if Hamas agrees to that, that could be the way forward. Ultimately, this is going to be, brought to Israel, and we'll see what Israel's position on it, because there are a number of points within that 21-point plan that seem like anathema to Israel at this point.
And Trump today announcing he won't allow Israel to annex the West Bank. I mean, those were some strong comments from the US president. What did you make of those, and what did you see Is this a political or a strategic motivation behind this shift in the president's messaging there?
Yeah, I mean, it was strong words and surprising words to come from Trump, considering he's backed a lot of kind of annexationist trends from the Israelis over time. But again, I think Trump is waking up slowly, but waking up to the fact that American strategic interests in the Middle East are being threatened by Israeli behavior and the growing isolation of Israel and the United States along with it for supporting it on the international stage. And we saw what happened at the UN. We see this growing consensus globally that what Israel is perpetrating right now is a genocide. And there's been a huge diplomatic wave against that and for a Palestinian state. And so I think, Trump and he, in that meeting with those Arab and Muslim leaders, I think he, got a serious talking to and a kind of a dose of reality that these states are taking this extremely seriously. They're extremely unhappy with the United States, and they are looking for other options than the U.S.'s traditional role there if the U.S. continues to back Israel unwaveringly while it continues to threaten and attack everybody in the region without limitation. So I think Trump is waking up to that, and that might be the realization where he's saying there at the very end, this is enough, this has gone too far, and I'm going to oppose and stop the Israelis from taking this massive step that even countries like the UAE, which are parties to the.
All right, that's enough. And of course, that's what I get for not previewing a clip, is that it didn't mention even one of the 21 points. So I'll do what I can do during the show and see if I can get the actual 21 points. But
Okay.
now,
So, Uncle Steve, let's start with point one.
well, hang on just a second.
Yeah.
Give it about 30 seconds, buddy.
Yeah.
I have to learn that system.
They can't drive at all. Like,
Just about everywhere in the world drive on the right. What's it? The left side, right? Besides America.
Yeah, America's the right side, isn't it?
yeah, but there's other places that.
No,
do
we
too.
drive on the right side.
Yeah, we drive on the right, you drive on the left.
Yeah, just about everywhere in the world. Yeah, everywhere in the world, just about everywhere, drive on the left side.
That's because they have a different metric system than us, niggas.
No, I'm talking, bro. You go to the Caribbean, the Bahamas, they drive on the left side, bro. Most of the places drive on the left side.
Yeah, that's because y'all was colonized by the people who drive on the left side of the road, nigga.
America was colonized.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
we formed our own country, nigga.
Yeah, we built this city.
Colonized. What you talking about?
Nah.
No, a certain group of people was colonized, but America itself wasn't colonized.
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who's saying
Oh
that?
my God, Eric, what is
Yeah,
this
they
nigga
don't
talking about?
understand it. They not
Bro,
understand
like,
the distinction.
I'm not even finna do it, bro.
Kendo.
Trying to say like
Jesus
Israel was
Christ, the
colonized.
education in this country sucks.
Okay, so wait, maybe we're talking about two different things. 'Cause
No,
when I
we
say
ain't.
colonize, well, wait, love.
No, I ain't waiting. I ain't waiting on you.
I'm not here for no damn smoke. So
You
what
right,
I'm
you're right.
saying is- what I am saying is the 13 colonies
Ding, 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 ding.
that were established by the British
Ding, ding.
who were escaping.
Is that America, though?
No, that
They turned
wasn't
into
America.
That wasn't America.
All right.
It's-
Thank
turned
you,
into
Eric.
America.
Jesus Christ. Boy, Jesus the fuck Christ.
Nah, y'all wrong on this one.
No,
The Apaches was colonized.
So, right,
That's
if
what
the
they
13
mean.
colonies was an entirely different entity, right, than the USA, right? Then you can't
Right.
say the USA was colonized, right? Because the 13 colonies is something totally different.
Oh, y'all are talking semantics. You fucking. know
This
what
ain't
we're
even
talking about.
semantics.
Yeah, it's actual facts.
This
in the
actual
colonization.
facts.
You know what?
It's okay to be wrong.
Don't let them do that to you.
So,
You know, Pure, I love you,
I'm
Pure.
cool with
Pure,
you.
don't let them do
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
no,
but
don't
fucking
listen to this
semantics.
ghetto ass nigga,
Yeah,
AK.
something
No,
don't
you
look
right,
like
Pure.
y'all
Don't let them
like
do that to you. Fight back.
So
No.
intellectual when you know good and damn well what we mean.
Colonization, the action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. It says nothing about being a country or nothing like that. Colonization, the action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people.
So was Americans as of today?
Shut up, dude. You're
were
wrong.
Colonized?
You tried to hoodwink her.
Were they colonized? Were they colonized? Were Americans?
Yes. Yes.
Americans? No, they weren't.
Yes.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
So U.S. citizens were colonized when?
No, I didn't say U.S. citizens were colonized.
No, that's what you said.
You basically saying that. No, bro. You got to deal with it. Yeah, you want an ankle bite, nigga?
The land was colonized.
Get your ankle took off.
The land was colonized, brother. The land that turned into America was
land, brother.
Let's go back to your definition that you tried to use.
Yeah, I did use.
Definition. Yeah, now read it again. Go ahead, read it.
Come on, let me read it one more. Colonization, the action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area.
Stop right there. Over the indigenous people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
U.S. citizens, right? We're the indigenous people of America, correct?
Yeah, no, the Indians.
Yeah.
I mean, the natives.
Right? We're the indigenous people of America. No U.S. citizen has been colonized.
No. Listen, this is North America, sir.
It's North America, but hold on.
North America.
Watch this.
North America was colonized.
I didn't say North America.
Watch this.
Yes, she did.
AK.
She did say.
Did the
America is in North America. So
I know you running.
I'm right here, brother.
Okay. So did the indigenous people of America collectively call themselves Americans?
It don't matter.
Those answers no. You're cooked.
The indigenous people.
You're cooked. You're done. Have a good night, bro. Have a good night, bro.
You do. Have a good night.
Sure.
So yeah, that was my thoughts for now.
No, okay. So you are of the opinion that if you're in Congress, you should not receive any other source of income.
Well, I mean,
or maybe I misunderstood you.
It's more like, when you don't need the $40,000 or whatever. I mean, it's relatively low salary for if you were just
$40,000.
$40,000. I don't know what's the yearly government salary for a congressman.
Isn't it 120?
Oh no, it has to be minimum $200,000 minimum.
Oh really? Okay.
Well, you can look it up and see. It's 40,000.
Okay, well, I stand.
No. I mean, maybe 40,000, like 60 years ago.
175. Sorry.
Okay, 175. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
by the way, hold on. That's a 175 salary, which also, in addition to that, you get a stipend of like $60 to $100 a day for every time you're in Washington, D.C. Plus, I think you may even have an apartment in Washington, D.C. So you get the plus transportation. So you get all these extra ads, plus free healthcare. So it's a nice little package, plus a pension,
plus stock tips, Uncle Steve.
Yeah, I said that. I said insider trading.
Oh, sorry, I
missed
it.
That's okay. Hang on, Norm. I know. You'll get your chance. Trust me. It looks like we've got don't have a lot of people on stage, so you get plenty of time. So Scott, Violet, anything else for now?
Yeah, I will just give you one last thing about my thoughts on Gaza. So all of the conflicts in the world, virtually all of them, can be reduced to conflicts between two kinds of societies, right? There are liberal societies and illiberal societies, right? Liberal societies being societies that are in the Enlightenment sort of democratic tradition with constitutions that are Republican in form, where individuals are viewed as sovereign and have inalienable rights. These sorts of things, right? These societies generally have free market systems and things like that. And then there are illiberal societies, right? Societies that are not governed by Enlightenment liberalism and are pre-modern largely, and theocratic or authoritarian, or any variety of illiberalism. all liberal societies don't go to war with each other, right? There's no example, right, where liberal societies now go to war with each other, right? If we have a trade dispute with Mexico or Canada, we're just not going to go to war. France and England had a dispute about the English Channel. There's no way liberal societies don't go to war. So all conflicts in the world are two illiberal societies going at it, right? Like Saudi Arabia and Yemen or something get into a kerfuffle or something. Or a liberal and an illiberal society, right? And that is Israel and Gaza, right? Hamas, right? I mean Hamas, which is functionally kind of runs Gaza in many ways. That's so difficult because you have the liberal versus illiberal, or it's a civilizational societal conflict, right? It's not like just things that the U.S. and Canada or something, or France and England can work out. These conflicts are often intractable because one society is part of the liberal democratic sort of post-Enlightenment tradition, and one isn't. That's just really difficult.
Jesus, what a fucking forgot. What a fucking biscotti fagatti. What's the word I'm looking for? Jesus. So I'm at that point where some of my YouTube accounts have strikes on them, so I can't suffer any kind of like audio, even though I'm still kind of risking it at night sometimes if I live stream all through the night.
So they would not like any intervention from Tony Blair. And also I compared the 21 point with what Tony Blair proposed back in 2000. So it's very clear. Back in 2000, there was a recognition, try to work on proposal two-state solution. And the 21 point is not about two-state solution. It's suggesting, right? So there are a lot of things I don't know. I have time to go through, but I just want to say what you share is a Turkey pro-gas. They will not like Israel. They want the United Nations proposal.
Yeah, that's what I get for not previewing a clip before playing it. Yeah, you're right. Please continue.
Yeah. So the whole thing that Tony Blair is involved is to try to make the 21 point proposal neutral and to counter the United Nations proposal. And part of this 21 proposal is that the U.S. let Gaza's humanitarian organization has to stop, so that United Nations people who support United Nations get to pay. Yeah, there are many things, but yeah. So I'm not sure how much I need to go through that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you're in the audience and want to come on up, please do. Let's go to Stephen. Stephen, you're up. Hi. Good morning, Stephen.
In her 2 full baths.
Stephen going once.
Suite is private and comfortable, while the other
Stephen going. Am I saying his name right? And my glasses aren't on. Hold on.
That's what it's reading to me.
Yeah, Stephen going twice. Okay, we'll come back to Stephen. Let's go ahead and say hello to John Malencrot. Give him his green bean. Good morning, John. It's a pleasure to see you. How are you?
Oh man, I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet.
Okay, we'll come back to you, right? Yeah, we'll come back to you. Okay, we'll try Stephen one more time. Stephen.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Well, there we go. Hi, good morning. Welcome to the show.
I
I was watching the jacking prices of our pharmaceuticals because I'm on some pharmaceuticals and it's concerning to me. As far as the government shutdown, man, it happens. This is I can't help but sit and wonder what this happens to us every freaking year. Why are they doing it? Because it seems like just an ill management.
As with a dirty window, the light can't shine through. This freedom from moral categories allows him his great compassion for the wicked and the selfish. Thus, the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. The listener will notice that in the many passages where Lao Tzu describes the master, I have used the pronoun she at least as often as he. The Chinese language doesn't make this kind of distinction. In English, we have to choose. But since we are all potentially the master, since the master is essentially us, I felt it would be untrue to present a male archetype, as other versions have ironically done. Ironically, because of all the great world religions, the teaching of Lao Tzu is by far the most female. Of course, you should feel free throughout the recording to substitute he for she, or vice versa. As to method, I worked from Paul Carus's literal version, which provides English equivalents, often very quaint ones, alongside each of the Chinese ideograms. I also consulted dozens of translations into English, German, and French. But the most essential preparation for my work was a 14 years long course of Zen training, which brought me face to face with Lao Tzu and his true disciples and heirs, the early Chinese Zen masters. With great poetry, the freest translation is sometimes the most faithful. We must try its effect as an English poem, Dr. Johnson said. That is the way to judge of the merit of a translation. I have often been fairly literal, or as literal as one can be with such a subtle, kaleidoscopic book as the Tao Te Ching. But I have also paraphrased, expanded, contracted, interpreted, worked with the text, played with it, until it became embodied in a language that felt genuine to me. If I haven't always translated Lao Tzu's words, my intention has always been to translate his mind. Describing the indescribable, teaching the unteachable, pointing the way to the way. What does Lao Tzu think he is doing here? It can't be done. No way. Hence, Po Chu-yi, poet and stand-up comedian, wrote, "He who talks doesn't know, he who knows doesn't talk." That is what Lao Tzu told us in a book of 5,000 words. If he was the one who knew, how could he have been such a blabbermouth? That's the problem with spiritual teachers. They have to be blabbermouths. But their words are, in the traditional Buddhist metaphor, fingers pointing at the moon. If you watch the finger, you can't see the moon. How meticulous the great masters had to be. A monk asked Matsu, "Why do you teach mind is Buddha?" Matsu said, "To stop a baby from crying." The monk said, "When the crying has stopped, what then?" Matsu said, "Then I teach, not mind, not Buddha." The monk said, "How about someone who isn't attached to either?" Matsu said, "I would tell him, not beings." The monk said, "And what if you met a man unattached to all things? What would you tell him?" Matsu said, "I would just let him experience the great Tao." In fact, the truth is right before our eyes, right under our noses. So simple that every child understands it. And yet, as Bankei said, the farther you enter into it, the deeper it is. Where is the way to the way? What a question. Still, for complicated minds, drastic measures are needed. Lao Tzu's book was written as a response out of grandmotherly kindness. According to the oldest biography, Lao Tzu lived for a long time in the country of Chu, but seeing its decline, he departed. When he reached the frontier, the guard said, "Since you are going away, sir, could you write a book to teach me the art of living?" Thereupon, Lao Tzu wrote his book about the Tao and departed. This is legend, but it is an accurate description of the way in which true teaching happens. He who knows doesn't talk, but words are no hindrance for him. He uses them as he would use gardening tools. When someone asks, he answers. Tao De Jing. 1. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness. The gateway to all understanding. 2. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess, acts but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is why it lasts forever. 3. If you overesteem great men, people become powerless. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal. The master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition, toughening their resolve. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place. 4. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. 5. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible. It gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself, thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The Supreme Good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. 9. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife, and it will blunt. Chase after money and security, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path to serenity. 10. Can you coax your mind from its wandering and keep to the original oneness? Can you let your body become supple as a newborn child's? Can you cleanse your inner vision until you see nothing but the light? Can you love people and lead them without imposing your will? Can you deal with the most vital matters by letting events take their course? Can you step back from your own mind and thus understand all things? Giving birth and nourishing, having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not trying to control. This is the supreme virtue. 11. We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center hole that makes the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. We hammer wood for a house, but it is the inner space that makes it livable. We work with being, but non-being is what we use. 12. Colors blind the eye. Sounds deafen the ear. Flavors numb the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Desires wither the heart. The master observes the world, but trusts his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. His heart is open as the sky. 13. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean that success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up the ladder or down it, your position is shaky. When you stand with your 2 feet on the ground, you will always keep your balance. What does it mean that hope is as hollow as fear? Hope and fear are both phantoms that arise from thinking of the self. When we don't see the self as self, what do we have to fear? See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things. 14. Look, and it can't be seen. Listen, and it can't be heard. Reach, and it can't be grasped. Above, it isn't bright. Below, it isn't dark. Seamless, unnameable, it returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms. Image without an image. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. You can't know it, but you can be it at ease in your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. 15. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. 16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. If you don't realize the source, you stumble in confusion and sorrow. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can deal with whatever life brings you. And when death comes, you are ready. 17.
Master Kitover.
When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists.
Morning, y'all. I can hear you. Yay! I'm gonna make me a poll.
I'm drinking incredible drip coffee from Weston's.
Oh, how do you do your coffee?
Just leave a little room for cream.
You drip, it's just a regular drip thing.
Yeah.
I've been using little K-pods, and I have a drip one, and I was like, why am I using this? And it's leaking, or maybe I'm just pouring the water on the side, not realizing it. But twice I made it with the old pot that I had in this water underneath. I'm like, fucking thing leaking, or I just pouring water all over this when I put it in because it's I don't know. Anyway, so
Yeah, you gotta
go back to my K-pods.
No, you gotta position the cup correctly, and then also if your filter's too low, it doesn't go to the top. It's gonna overflow it.
Maybe it's not the cup. It's not coming out, but maybe it's. I gotta check
The paper filter's gotta be at this. Yeah, the little basket with the filter. So serendipity, if you and Eddie have 60 seconds in your busy morning for a poem, at some point,
Mr. Kitover.
I would love to read you a poem.
Only say my name correctly.
Edie?
It's Edie. Okay, go on. I'll even mute up for you. I would love to start my day with a poem, Mr. Kitover. Make it a good one.
Okay, I'll give you three options. Epictetus, The hymn to Cleanthes or Marcus Aurelius?
Marcus Aurelius.
Okie dokie. This is your random Marcus Aurelius page.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait a minute. Wrong book. Yeah, that's in the other room. Would you just settle for some Bible quotes? Okay, I'll give you another option. You got Bible quotes, or you have the I Ching of love.
Wait a minute. I just want to point out that if we want to clear the room out, this is apparently the way to do it. So just FYI, sorry, because people we want to clear. Nobody's even been in here. I don't care. This is my morning.
It's not a popularity contest.
No, I'm saying we could use this because people have like 3 people come and left. So if we ever want to remove people from the room, we'll just have John come up here and start. And I like, I like John's ability to elevate a discussion for a moment. All right. What was the second option before? Wait, why don't you have a poem? He didn't have that particular book handy. Bible quotes, John. Bible quotes. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is a meditation and a breathing exercise. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. Okay, these are your Bible quotes. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all you who hope in the Lord. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs, it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. I will be a father to you, and you will be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. On you I wait all the day. Be confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. It is not that we think we are qualified to do anything on our own. Our qualification comes from God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. You, dear friends, must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit. My God will meet all your needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. Show deep love for each other, for love covers a multitude of sins.
Amen.
Amen.
I put the 2 particular lines that I think I needed to hear today in the chat.
Amen.
Next best is a leader who is loved.
Teaching of love.
Next, one who is feared.
All right, you can come off mute now.
The worst is one who is despised.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't trust the people,
Yes.
you make them untrustworthy.
Yes.
The master doesn't
John,
talk,
I think you would
he
do well
acts.
reading to Robert Frost. I think that your
When his work is done,
would go well
the people say,
some Robert Frost poems.
amazing. We did it all by ourselves.
I'm certain he has some.
18. When the great Tao is forgotten, goodness and piety appear. When the body's intelligence declines, cleverness and knowledge step forth.
I want to be supportive, but sometimes I just.
When there is no peace in the family,
slower than that.
filial piety begins.
Yeah, it's a lot for a morning.
When the country falls into
And Uncle
chaos,
Stephen's got his Uncle
patriotism
Steve,
is born.
That's true. Yeah.
19.
I saw a room title with Uncle
Throw
Steve
away
saying that
holiness
the other
and
day,
wisdom,
makes Uncle Steve mad.
and people will be 100 times happier. Throw away morality and justice,
I think he must have made
and
Uncle
people
Steve
will
mad
do
because
the
he put
right
his name
thing.
in a title. What was the rest of the title?
Throw away
Something-
industry,
Something about Uncle
and
Steve
profit.
yelling and something.
and there won't
And I
be
was
any
like,
thieves.
John must have made Uncle Steve mad.
If these three
And then he
aren't
decided
enough,
somebody else and John just turned
just
it out.
stay at the center of the circle
I don't know.
and let all things take their course.
Is Mom back today? They're supposed to be back today. I tried to text her
20.
already, but I'm still getting the SMS thing. So
Stop thinking
I don't think
and
they're
end
back
your
in.
problems.
I don't think they're actually
What difference between
get home until tonight. Okay. Because the time difference. She had fun. Yeah, I hope she had fun.
Yeah, Uncle Steve just like yells at people in his room, and so I just created rooms, like Uncle Steve is a prick, he's a liar, because he says that anyone is welcome to come up on stage as long as they're respectful, but he blocks me and he won't bring me on stage, and so in my opinion, if you can't stomach everybody's voice on this app, you're worthy of getting roasted.
And is that because you record or because it doesn't like hear you talk?
It doesn't matter, either or, both. It really makes no difference anymore. I mean, people only got days, months, maybe a couple years left to live, and if we can't work together, if I have to be the organizer and the heavy lifter, okay, but anyways, I'm just saying that given the ability to have a free conference call, I've never seen anyone ever try to actually start a business using this app or work together in any way. And most people are not polite. Most people are completely obnoxious, discourteous, egomaniacal, and they're so full of their personality and character or ego, even though it doesn't exist. It's like everybody here is just stupid, essentially. And what I think actually is happening, and I've read this in books, it's called conversational hypnosis. It's like an effect where people, when you just have casual conversations, it creates a conversational hypnosis. And part of hypnosis is amnesia. And so people in this app are caught in like a web of despair as opposed to like a web of light reflecting, because nobody is bringing wisdom into the app. I'm the only person I know that even reads a book on this app. So that's my analysis of Clownhouse.
Well, I mean, there are plenty of intelligent people in here and plenty of people who read books, but maybe you're just hanging out.
No, you're correct, but you gotta still understand Kierkegaard or Kierkegaardian hypnosis. Hypnosis is real. It's suggestion, projection, and communication. It's just words, and this app gives you the power of suggestion, because all communication is hypnosis. It's not about whether people are smart or stupid. What I'm saying is, even if you're very smart, you still fall into the same game or pattern or suggestion that happens on this app. You can't prevent, if I'm listening to you, you can't prevent that from happening.
Are you in the Matrix? Probably me, yeah. Okay, I can hear you now. You say that, and then as soon as she starts to talk, she breaks up again. No, I put on low. It should be back. Well, you said that you think you're the only one who reads books. That's why I said there's plenty of intelligent people who read books.
No, on the app, the app, on the conference call called Clubhouse.
So what is your mission is to do what? bring this information.
I have a couple
Or your
missions and a
systems,
couple goals. I mean, do you want to hear 3 or 1?
3. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
1 is to educate myself and educate other people. 2 is to defeat Darren LaHood and become the 16th District Congressman. And 3 is I have to get to Rockford to go pick up petitions and go to Oktoberfest. Those are my 3 missions today.
Well, if somebody says to you, and I know people have said this to you, and you said absolutely not going to happen. I don't mind you being in my room, but I don't want you in here if you're going to record. You're never going to say, okay, I can acquiesce. We can come to an agreement here, and I'm not going to record, so that I can have some space in your room. You won't do that, right?
No, because I record my presence. I record my activity. So if you are interacting with me, I'm recording myself doing it. That's because I value my time and think that what I'm doing is worthy of my time to record it, to put it out for other people to experience, to maybe learn something, to maybe enjoy it, entertainment. I mean, I provide entertainment and education. Those are my, 2 subsets.
That's what it does. That's the reason why you're recording for you. But this person is saying, for me, can you do this? But you say no because of what you get out of it. So if somebody says, you know what, well, I'm not getting anything out of your recordings, so I don't want you in my room. You kind of have to understand why they might feel that.
You got to understand, people that view my YouTube live stream, that's the same as them just coming into the Clown House room and listening to it in the audience. There's no difference. What people don't want is the storage and siloing of all these conversations, let alone being associated or attached to me. But I would just say that in the public square, filmmakers will record you. Like last night, I recorded live music from the street, and the band on stage can't stop me from live streaming them and recording them because I'm in the public square.
This isn't about whether you're legally allowed to do it. Obviously, you legally can do it. And obviously, Clubhouse has no issue where you're infringing on their whatever intellectual property. Or obviously, that's not the issue. What I'm saying is somebody's saying, I'm just not comfortable with it. Other people in my room are not comfortable with it. So can you not do this for now? And I'll let you. You say no. So I mean, don't get mad if people say, you know what? For whatever reason, they don't want it. For whatever reason, the people in their room don't want it. If they don't want it, and you're not willing to budge at all, then you can understand how they're like, well, screw you.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I'm not threatening anybody, and I don't really care. This is a game. People kick me out. I create new accounts. I got burner accounts. Listen, this is a challenge for me, and people play music. They try to get my accounts clipped. They report me. So it's a game. And Edie, I appreciate your critique. I'm an artist, and as a great artist, I'm looking for great critiques. And so I thank you for your fantastic critique. Dropped one of my 60 cell phones there. Sorry about that.
I'd just like to go on record saying I don't care. It does not matter that much.
Oh yeah, that you can't live your life in anger because some bald-headed 6'3" asshole recorded you on this app. If you live your life and get angry and you think about me, but that means I'm winning. That means I'm living rent-free in your brain, and I do want an audience. And so I am attempting to transmit a mind virus. You could say that I'm an annoying individual that wants to live rent-free in your head. And, let's just be honest. I'm not a toxic person. I just want to read books.
Yeah. I just don't care. If I have a conversation that I care about, I'm just going to go do it privately. That's all.
Bima is here, and I would say that I have Pavlovian, training capabilities as an educator, and I would suggest that even some people on this app who may have been going around constantly making death threats and screaming into their phone, it's possible that they have course corrected their behavior on this app because someone has, posted their information on a couple platforms and, tagged people. But see, there's no proof in the pudding. There's no evidence of even what I suggested. You could comb through my videos, but because I have over 30,000 videos and you'd have to time it and look at it because nothing's labeled, it's all just under John Kitover, candidate congressman. Just saying that I think that my activities, my doing, my behavior here has changed other people's behaviors. And I think it's for the better. It's my opinion.
You're in so much trouble. You didn't get a bathroom. I was like, I came in and Monica was like, and Bima. And I was like, how the heck is Bima on here already going hard when I'm not talking to her until 2 o'clock in the morning? Like, I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, see, I'm mad at Monica because I told her, there's no to be mad at her because I told her to ping me, but she might have pinged me. But the thing was she was in that room with me and we were discussing and debating and stuff. And I guess when she had enough, she left. Right, but then it was my turn. And she must have held the room. She held the room about the video, Casey Means video.
Uh-huh. No, she hasn't held that one yet. She's out and about right now, so she can't dream that one. So she's gonna do that one in just a little while. She's doing a response room to the room that you guys were in right now. But it's getting ready to end. She's getting ready to come over here, I think, because she just asked me for the link.
Oh crap, okay.
Yeah, you're in trouble because you didn't go to the response room.
You know what? I'm gonna beat her butt because I have a crush on a little bit too. And it's so interesting, like the odd dynamic of the pendulum, because serendipity, I've been going to another app. I'm not gonna force it.
You cheating whore.
It's true.
You cheating whore.
Wait, it is so bad that I am so grateful to come back here. Like, I thought it was bad here. If Monica was ever to go and experience what I experienced, she would probably spontaneously combust. There would be no more Monica. I mean, I couldn't. It's still hard to process. I'm talking performative, the race stuff, where people would have an entire panel and pull up white people just to
yes and
them
no.
And to chastise them. And to
what difference
them.
Between success and failure? Must you value what others value? Avoid what others avoid? How ridiculous. Other people are excited, as though they were at a parade. I alone don't care. I alone am expressionless, like an infant before it can smile. Other people have what they need. I alone possess nothing. I alone drift about like someone without a home. I am like an idiot. My mind is so empty. Other people are bright. I alone am dark. Other people are sharp. I alone am dull. Other people have a purpose. I alone don't know. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. I am different from ordinary people. I drink from the Great Mother's breasts. 21. The Master keeps her mind always at one with the Tao. That is what gives her her radiance. The Tao is ungraspable. How can her mind be at one with it? Because she doesn't cling to ideas. The Tao is dark and unfathomable. How can it make her radiant? Because she lets it. Since before time and space were, the Tao is. It is beyond is and is not. How do I know this is true? I look inside myself and see. 22. If you want to become whole, let yourself be partial. If you want to become straight, let yourself be crooked. If you want to become full, let yourself be empty. If you want to be reborn, let yourself die. If you want to be given everything, give everything up. The Master, by residing in the Tao, sets an example for all beings. Because he doesn't display himself, people can see his light. Because he has nothing to prove, people can trust his words. Because he doesn't know who he is, people recognize themselves in him. Because he has no goal in mind, everything he does succeeds. When the ancient masters said, "If you want to be given everything, give everything up," they weren't using empty phrases. Only in being lived by the Tao can you be truly yourself. "23. Express yourself completely, then keep quiet. Be like the forces of nature. When it blows, there is only wind. When it rains, there is only rain. When the clouds pass, the sun shines through. If you open yourself to the Tao, you are at one with the Tao, and you can embody it completely. If you open yourself to insight, you are at one with insight, and you can use it completely. If you open yourself to loss, you are at one with loss, and you can accept it completely. Open yourself to the Tao, then trust your natural responses, and everything will fall into place. 24. He who stands on tiptoe doesn't stand firm. He who rushes ahead doesn't go far. He who tries to shine dims his own light. He who defines himself can't know who he really is. He who has power over others can't empower himself. He who clings to his work will create nothing that endures. If you want to accord with the Tao, just do your job, then let go. 25. There was something formless and perfect before the universe was born. It is serene, empty, solitary, unchanging, infinite, eternally present. It is the mother of the universe. For lack of a better name, I call it the Tao. It flows through all things, inside and outside, and returns to the origin of all things. The Tao is great. The universe is great. Earth is great. Man is great. These are the four great powers. Man follows the earth. Earth follows the universe. The universe follows the Tao. The Tao follows only itself. 26. The heavy is the root of the light. The unmoved is the source of all movement. Thus the master travels all day without leaving home. However splendid the views, she stays serenely in herself. Why should the lord of the country flit about like a fool? If you let yourself be blown to and fro, you lose touch with your root. If you let restlessness move you, you lose touch with who you are. 27. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. A good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts and keeps his mind open to what is. Thus the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. "28. Know the male, yet keep to the female. Receive the world in your arms. If you receive the world, the Tao will never leave you, and you will be like a little child. Know the white, yet keep to the black. Be a pattern for the world. If you are a pattern for the world, the Tao will be strong inside you, and there will be nothing you can't do. Know the personal, yet keep to the impersonal. Accept the world as it is. If you accept the world, the Tao will be luminous inside you, and you will return to your primal self. The world is formed from the void, like utensils from a block of wood. The master knows the utensils, yet keeps to the block. Thus she can use all things. 29. Do you want to improve the world? I don't think it can be done. The world is sacred. It can't be improved. If you tamper with it, you'll ruin it. If you treat it like an object, you'll lose it. There is a time for being ahead, a time for being behind, a time for being in motion, a time for being at rest, a time for being vigorous, a time for being exhausted, a time for being safe, a time for being in danger.
The video, can you see me in this video?
The master sees things as they are, without trying to control them. She lets them go their own way and resides at the center of the circle. 30. Whoever relies on the Tao in governing men doesn't try to force issues or defeat enemies by force of arms. For every force, there is a counterforce. Violence, even well-intentioned, always rebounds upon oneself. The master does his job and then stops. He understands that the universe is forever out of control, and that trying to dominate events goes against the current of the Tao. Because he believes in himself, he doesn't try to convince others. Because he is content with himself, he doesn't need others' approval. Because he accepts himself, the whole world accepts him. 31. Weapons are the tools of violence All decent men detest them. Weapons are the tools of fear. A decent man will avoid them, except in the direst necessity, and if compelled, will use them only with the utmost restraint. Peace is his highest value. If the peace has been shattered, how can he be content? His enemies are not demons, but human beings like himself. He doesn't wish them personal harm, nor does he rejoice in victory. How could he rejoice in victory and delight in the slaughter of men? He enters a battle gravely, with sorrow, and with great compassion, as if he were attending a funeral. 32. The Tao can't be perceived. Smaller than an electron, it contains uncountable galaxies. If powerful men and women could remain centered in the Tao, all things would be in harmony. The world would become a paradise. All people would be at peace, and the law would be written in their hearts. When you have names and forms, know that they are provisional. When you have institutions, know where their functions should end. Knowing when to stop, you can avoid any danger. All things end in the Tao, as rivers flow into the sea. 33. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever.
PM claims that Texas Children's Hospital. Oh, yeah, video recordings have been made. They can't
34.
Preparing to file civil defamation.
The great Tao flows everywhere.
To women and young men.
All things are born from it, yet it doesn't create them. It pours itself into its work, yet it makes no claim. It nourishes infinite worlds, yet it doesn't hold on to them. Since it is merged with all things and hidden in their hearts, it can be called humble. Since all things vanish into it, and it alone endures, it can be called great. It isn't aware of its greatness. Thus, it is truly great. 35. She who is centered in the Tao can go where she wishes without danger. She perceives the universal harmony, even amid great pain, because she has found peace in her heart. Music or the smell of good cooking may make people stop and enjoy. But words that point to the Tao seem monotonous and without flavor. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen for it, there is nothing to hear. When you use it, it is inexhaustible. 36. If you want to shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. If you want to get rid of something, you must first allow it to flourish. If you want to take something, you must first allow it to be given. This is called the subtle perception of the way things are. The soft overcomes the hard. The slow overcomes the fast. Let your workings remain a mystery. This is called the subtle perception of the way things are. The soft overcomes the hard. The slow overcomes the fast. Let your workings remain a mystery. Just show people the results. 37. The Tao never does anything, yet through it all things are done. If powerful men and women could center themselves in it, the whole world would be transformed by itself in its natural rhythms. People would be content with their simple, everyday lives, in harmony and free of desire. When there is no desire, all things are at peace. 38. The master doesn't try to be powerful. Thus, he is truly powerful. The ordinary man keeps reaching for power. Thus, he never has enough. The master does nothing, yet he leaves nothing undone. The ordinary man is always doing things, yet many more are left to be done. The kind man does something, yet something remains undone. The just man does something, and leaves many things to be done. The moral man does something, and when no one responds, he rolls up his sleeves and uses force. When the Tao is lost, there is goodness. When goodness is lost, there is morality. When morality is lost, there is ritual. Ritual is the husk of true faith, the beginning of chaos. Therefore, the master concerns himself with the depths and not the surface, with the fruit and not the flower. He has no will of his own. He dwells in reality and lets all illusions go. 39. In harmony with the Tao, The sky is clear and spacious. The earth is solid and full. All creatures flourish together, content with the way they are, endlessly repeating themselves, endlessly renewed. When man interferes with the Tao, the sky becomes filthy. The earth becomes depleted. The equilibrium crumbles. Creatures become extinct. The master views the parts with compassion because he understands the whole. His constant practice is humility. He doesn't glitter like a jewel, but lets himself be shaped by the Tao, as rugged and common as a stone. 40. Return is the movement of the Tao. Moving is the way of the Tao. All things are born of being. Being is born of non-being. 41. When a superior man hears of the Tao, he immediately begins to embody it. When an average man hears of the Tao, he half believes it, half doubts it. When a foolish man hears of the Tao, he laughs out loud. If he didn't laugh, it wouldn't be the Tao. Thus it is said, the path into the light seems dark. The path forward seems to go back. The direct path seems long. True power seems weak. True purity seems tarnished. True steadfastness seems changeable. True clarity seems obscure. The greatest art seems unsophisticated. The greatest love seems indifferent. The greatest wisdom seems childish. The Tao is nowhere to be found, yet it nourishes and completes all things. 42.
Tuning out the noise and turning up the truth.
The Tao gives birth to one. One gives birth to two.
Tuning out the
Two
noise
gives birth
and
to
turning
three.
up the truth.
3 gives birth to all things. All things have their backs to the female and stand facing the male. When the male and female combine, all things achieve harmony. Ordinary men hate solitude, but the Master makes use of it, embracing his aloneness, realizing he is one with the whole universe. 43. The gentlest thing in the world overcomes the hardest thing in the world. That which has no substance enters where there is no space. This shows the value of non-action. Teaching without words, performing without actions. That is the Master's way. 44. Fame or integrity,
Completed until the day of
which
Jesus
is more
Christ.
important?
It is not that we think we are qualified to
Money
do
or
anything. Our
happiness?
qualification comes from God.
Which is more valuable?
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not
Success
depend on your
or
own
failure?
understanding. Seek His will in all you do.
Which is more
Show you which
destructive?
path to take. You, dear friends, must build each other
If you
up
look
in
to
your most
others
holy
for
faith.
fulfillment,
Pray in the power of
you
the
will never truly
Holy
be
Spirit.
fulfilled.
My God will meet all your needs according to
If your
His
happiness
glorious
depends on
riches in
money,
Christ Jesus.
you will
Show
never be
deep love
happy
for
with
each other,
yourself.
for love covers a multitude
Be
of
content with
sins.
what you have. Rejoice in the way things are.
Amen.
When you realize there is nothing
Turning
lacking,
out the noise
the
and
whole
turning out
world
the truth.
belongs to you. 45. True perfection seems imperfect, yet it is perfectly itself. True fullness seems empty, yet it is fully present. True straightness seems crooked. True wisdom seems foolish. True art seems artless. The Master allows things to happen. She shapes events as they come. She steps out of the way and lets the Tao speak for itself. 46. When a country is in harmony with the Tao, the factories make trucks and tractors. When a country goes counter to the Tao,
Turning out the noise and
workers are stockpiled outside the cities. There is no greater illusion than fear, no greater wrong than preparing to defend yourself, no greater misfortune than having an enemy. Whoever can see through all fear will always be safe. 47. Without opening your door, you can open your heart to the world. Without looking out your window, you can see the essence of the Tao. The more you know, the less you understand. The Master arrives without leaving, sees the light without looking, achieves without doing a thing. 48. In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less do you need to force things, until finally you arrive at true action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. True masters can be gained by letting things go their own way. It can't be gained by interfering. 49. The master has no mind of her own. She works with the mind of the people. She is good to people who are good. She's also good to people who aren't good. This is true goodness. She trusts people who are trustworthy. She also trusts people who aren't trustworthy. This is true trust. The master's mind is like space.
Tuning out the noise.
People don't understand her. They look to her and wait. She treats them like her own children. 50. The master gives himself up to whatever the moment brings. He knows that he is going to die, and he has nothing left to hold on to. No illusions in his mind. No resistances in his body. He doesn't think about his actions. They flow from the core of his being. He holds nothing back from life. Therefore, he is ready for death, as a man is ready for sleep after a good day's work. 51. Every being in the universe is an expression of the Tao. It springs into existence, unconscious, perfect, free, takes on a physical body, lets circumstances complete it. That is why every being spontaneously honors the Tao. The Tao gives birth to all beings, nourishes them, maintains them, cares for them, comforts them, protects them, takes them back to itself, creating without possessing, acting without expecting, guiding without interfering. That is why love of the Tao is in the very nature of things. "52. In the beginning was the Tao. All things issue from it.
Tuning out the noise and
All
turning up the
things return
truth.
to it. To find the origin, trace back the manifestations. When you recognize the children and find the mother, you will be free of sorrow. If you close your mind in judgments and traffic with desires, your heart will be troubled. If you keep your mind from judging and aren't led by the senses, your heart will find peace. Seeing into darkness is clarity. Knowing how to yield is strength. Use your own light and return to the source of light. This is called practicing eternity. 53. The great way is easy, yet people prefer the side paths. Be aware when things are out of balance. Stay centered within the Tao. When rich speculators prosper, while farmers lose their land, when government officials spend money on weapons instead of cures, when the upper class is extravagant and irresponsible, while the poor have nowhere to turn, all this is robbery and chaos. It is not in keeping with the Tao. 54. Whoever is planted in the Tao will not be rooted up. Whoever embraces the Tao will not slip away. Her name will be held in honor from generation to generation. Let the Tao be present in your life, and you will become genuine. Let it be present in your family,
Tuning out the
and
noise.
your family will flourish. Let it be present in your country, and your country will be an example to all countries in the world. Let it be present in the universe, and the universe will sing. How do I know this is true? By looking inside myself. 55.